Hi guys, so this is actually an ARC review of Bloodstone by M.K. Deoradhán. I didn't speak Gaelic, and her last name is Gaelic. And I got this art from the author. Thank you very much for an honest review. So I gave this 3 stars because it wasn't terrible, so not 1 star. It wasn't bad, so not 2 stars, but it wasn't that good either. So 3 stars, middle. I do plan on continuing with this series because it was a lot of fun. There's a lot of adventure going on, and the adventure part was the best part. They do compare this to the Mummy and Indiana Jones. It's a lot more Indiana Jones than Mummy because the strength of the Mummy is that there are very dynamic characters and there's a lot of humor, and there wasn't a lot of humor in this one. So, though we do have one female and 2 male characters. So our main character is called Amelia Mel Hawkins. She's 22, and this is her first solo mission. And this takes place in 1936. So, of course, we have Nazis, like no one's surprised. And it starts in Egypt, but it goes. Majority of the book takes place in Italy. So there were a few things like I wasn't really vibing with Mel all that much. She wasn't my favorite. And also the main male interest is called Bastian. And he's like tall, handsome, big, burly. You get the drift. It's like, can we just have another love interest that doesn't look like that? And also he's way too accommodating, and he falls in love with our female main character in like 2 hours or something. This is slow burn, but only for the physical part, but not for the feeling part. Really the best character was a Sicilian, I think. Cecile, something like that. They just call him Sass for the most of the book. He's sarcastic. He's really the more fun character. I would have really liked to see the book from his point of view because Mel's wasn't it. But he also has an interesting family background and stuff like that. So my biggest problem, sort of, there were a couple. One of my problems was that so the big things were matching the time, but there were tiny little things like stuff with, she was like complaining that there wasn't an AC in one scene, and okay, ACs were around at that time, but they weren't widespread. And also, she's very American, so I was like, okay, do you want ice in your drink too? And also, she also so the thing is that you're in Mel's head, and she just keeps thinking about the events of the book over and over again. So it's like if you put down the book for a couple of months, then she'll catch you up right then. So it felt like the author didn't trust us to actually remember what we've read in the book. So, and there were also scenes where it was like an action scene, and then we just paused because Mel is thinking about something. Like, Mel, you don't have to think that much. It was really like after a while I just started to skip through most of those Mel is thinking about something paragraph because they were very long, and I think the book could have been like 100 pages shorter. And also there were some issues with language because I study Italian. I've been to Italy many times, and in spite of having an Italian grandmother and being brought up by her, she doesn't speak much of Italian. And also the Italian, because there were some Italian sentences in it, I did detect one outright mistake, gender mistake. But there were also other stuff like some of the sentences, they just didn't feel Italian. It's kind of hard to explain, but if you've been studying a language for years and years, then you just get this sense of language. And those sentences, they felt like they were like mirror translated from English. And also some of the Italian cultures were not really thought out. And there were like other stuff, like these minor little details that sometimes didn't feel right. Stuff like they're just eating pizza, pasta, and gnocchi through the whole thing. And it's like there's other stuff to eat in Italy. And also stuff like she mentions yoga. I mean, okay, yoga was around, but she mentions people doing yoga in like this really crowded, really loud room. Like, that's not where you would do yoga. And maybe stretching, but yoga, no. I've also done yoga for many years. So yeah, there were just these little things that were off, and I think the narration could be tighter, could be more focused on the action, which is the strong suit of this book, because the story really did keep going, and there were a lot of interesting things. There's also a secret society, which I'm all here for. I love secret societies and Nazis and that sort of stuff. And there was kind of a mystery thing going on, and magic and that sort of stuff. So yeah, overall, the events in the book were the strong suit. The narration could have been better, and also more attention to like these little details that felt very modern often, like they didn't feel of the time. And also with Mel, I also had a gripe that she's like, I'm not like other girls. I don't wear dresses. I mean, okay, but can we like have someone who's like an adventurer and not a tomboy, like someone who actually goes like, oh, I just love to wear makeup and pink. Like, why can't we have an adventure like that? Who goes like, okay, I like my comfy shoes, but I also like to wear heels. I think I'll have to write that. So yeah, this was a real fun book, and I do want to continue it, and maybe some of these issues will be fixed in the published version. So I don't know, because it comes out today. So I do recommend reading it if you're a fan of adventures taking part in the 30s. But yeah, it is a vibe. I actually read a couple of reviews, and they say that it's a vibe. It is a vibe. I'm just not a vibe kind of girl. So yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, let's see what's up for next for me. And I actually have a couple more arcs, 2 for June that I have to read. So I'll be getting on to that. Thanks for watching. Bye.